Hey y'all, Wichita here, and let's slay Halloween with these Zombieland Twinkies. Before we get started, two things. One, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I release another video. This helps me reach more people. And rule number 10, don't swing low. For your Twinkies, first you want to sift your flour, your salt, and your baking powder in a small bowl. And then you want to whisk that. Set aside your dried ingredients, and now we are going to melt our butter and our milk over on the stove. So I'm just putting our butter in a pan, and I'm also adding the milk, and that way we're going to whisk it until it all melts. I thought it would be fun to learn the Zombieland rules. There are 33 total, but I'm just going to give you the first 5. 1, cardio. 2, double tap. 3, beware bathrooms. 4, wear seatbelts. And 5, no attachment. Now, I could be using my brain more productively than memorizing Zombieland rules, but I'll be prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Will you? So we're just gonna whisk on low heat, and we're gonna continue doing this until all of the butter is melted. Next, we are going to add in our vanilla, and we're just gonna whisk that in, and we're gonna set this aside. We wanna keep this a little bit warm, but you don't want it to be hot like it just came off the stove. Next, we're going to use a standing mixer with a whisk attachment. We're going to take our egg whites and our cream of tartar, and we are going to whisk them on high speed until stiff peaks form. So we're going to take our egg yolks and our sugar, and we are going to beat this until they are well combined. Then we are going to add in our butter mixture, and we got to mix until that is well combined with our sugar and egg yolk mixture. And then after that, we're going to add in our flour mixture with the baking powder and the salt. We're gonna mix that until that's well incorporated. Now, the reason I did Twinkies for Zombieland is the fact that Tallahassee, he loves Twinkies. And as we all know, now Twinkies have an expiration date. So during the apocalypse, he keeps on looking for a Twinkie everywhere because it's his last desire. He really wants this spongy cake. So he looks everywhere and they can't find it. They even hijacked a Hostess truck and there were none in there. And he was so upset. So he kept on looking and he kept on looking and he couldn't find a Twinkie. So we made him one. We are going to revisit our egg whites, which should officially be our stiff peaks, and we are going to combine them with our egg yolk. Now you want to add them and fold it into our egg yolk mixture. Now, folding, it's pretty simple. So you go under the bowl, and then you're gonna flip it, okay? People, you're like tucking it into sleep. That's what people say. Now you wanna keep on doing this until this is well incorporated, and then we are going to set this aside and get our pan. Here I have a Twinkie pan that makes exactly 12 Twinkies. So I'm just gonna spray this with a little bit of non-sticking baking spray, and then we are going to fill in the cavities. So I'm just taking a spoon and I'm spooning a little bit and a little bit of our batter. And you want to leave about like a little bit less than an inch, so about ½ an inch. That way it has room to rise, because Twinkies, they really do rise in their pans, and you want to make sure you have room for that. So now you're going to take your Twinkies and you're going to put them in the oven at 325 degrees for about 8 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. When our Twinkies are lukewarm and they're almost done cooling, we're going to take a straw and we're going to poke the 3 iconic holes on the Twinkie. Now on the bottom, this is how they fill it with the machine. They have 3 holes and that's how they get the filling in. So we're going to recreate that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a straw and you're just gonna twist it until it cuts out a little bit of the dough. And then you're gonna do 3 of those, and then you're gonna take like the bending part of the straw and you're gonna stick all the way through to make sure that you have like a tunnel underneath. Kind of like those ant farms that you used to have as a kid. I remember mine, I absolutely loved it. So you're gonna make those kind of cavities, and that way we can put the filling in and it goes all the way through. And you wanna make it kind of big so there's enough room to have actual filling and it's not just a cake. I have some marshmallow fluff in a piping bag, and we're going to pipe this into our Twinkies. Now this is my homemade one that I made, so I'll link the recipe that I created down below, but you can just buy the store-bought. And what you're gonna do is you wanna pipe in kind of like an angle. That way you fill all the way through this cavity or tunnel that we made. And you wanna make sure the filling comes all the way out, but you don't want it to overflow. Then you wanna fill all your Twinkies like this, kind of at an angle, and you go into each hole to make sure each spot has filling. Then you're gonna let these kind of cool and harden just a bit. I love Zombieland because it's far from the horror that you think it would be. It is actually a comedy, and I can't stand horrors. No offense to anyone out there, I can't sit through them, and I get frightened. So I love comedies, and this was hilarious to me. Both movies, I thought they were great. The second one, personally, was the funniest, but it's about this group of people who are living during the apocalypse. Now, they don't give each other names because they're going to different locations, so they use their location as their name. Like Columbus wants to go to Columbus, and that is how they get around. But these strangers sort of become this dysfunctional family during this time, and it's very sweet and hilarious, and you'll love it. But kids, it's rated R, so you need parents' permission. Okay? We have finished our Twinkie, but if you want to, you can take the decorating a step further. So I just have a chocolate cupcake, and I have some buttercream in a bag, and I'm using a star-tipped piping tip, and you're just going to pipe a swirl, and then I'm ripping the Twinkie in half, and I'm sticking it on top of the cupcake. And I want to put it at an angle, that way you can see the nice filling. And I'm taking this red icing gel. You can buy it at the store, or you can make it like I did, with just some red food coloring and some piping gel. And you're just going to drip it like it looks like blood, and it's really cool. Another way to decorate it is to decorate it like a tombstone. So I'm just going to take a chocolate cupcake, and I'm going to ice the same way, and instead I'm going to rip this Twinkie in half, and I'm going to stick it standing up. This way it does look like a tombstone. Then we're going to take the red icing gel, and we're just going to drip it, that way it looks like blood. And the whole thing is we want this blood, gory kind of look, but we still want it to be cute. And here are our finished Zombieland desserts. We have our tombstone cupcake, our gory Twinkie cupcake, and we have our Twinkies. So you can just pick whichever one you want, and they're perfect. I found the last Twinkie. Here, Tallahassee, catch! Rule 32, enjoy the little things. So until next time, remember to smash that like button, cardio, double tap, and this has nothing to do with anything, but a little sunscreen never hurt anybody. Please leave a comment down below, and if you have any ideas for upcoming videos from me, I'm all ears. Thank you for watching. See you next month. Wichita out!